Hey, my friends. It has been a little while because, as I said in my little community post with my picture the other day, my brother popped into town last weekend. Last Saturday, we were driving home from brunch and I got a text, hey, can I come by? I'm in town for a wedding. Can I come by for a few days? And that's my brother for you. He's like a nomad, very big nomad personality. He just travels all over the world. He hasn't had a permanent home in probably 10 years. And we never know where he is or when he's going to show up, but he showed up this week and he came and hung out with us, which pretty much just means he crashed on our couch for the week and kind of was working from, actually right here. This is my family room. He was working from this desk I'm sitting at here and sleeping and eating all my food. And but that's him. But anyway, I just didn't feel like I didn't really want to do videos because I do them at night when the rest of my family is asleep, and he's usually either up working or he's crashed out, and he's usually dead to the world when he's asleep. But still, I'm just kind of very cognizant of like not letting my life encroach on other people. So I was like, you know what, I'll just wait till he goes. But I could not wait to get on here and show you my sweater. And actually now it's even better because just this afternoon, I showed you guys a picture of it the other day, last Sunday or Monday, but I hadn't actually woven in the ends. So I think you can see like the ends hanging, but now it's all woven in. I've done everything except wash it. I just today finished weaving in the ends. I did about half of them a few days ago. Today I'll do the rest. So I'm gonna put it on. I don't think I took a picture of my husband wearing it, trying it on. He does say that it fits. Hold on. Hate to be stripping in front of y'all, but I'm gonna put it on over my hoodie. It's huge on me. It's huge on him too. But it fits. It does fit in the shoulders, which was like my concern. So this is it. I meant to take a picture of my husband trying it on. So the sleeves, as you see, they're super long. Like they're long on him too, and I think it's because I mentioned that I blocked them incorrectly the first time. And so I did try to reblock them, but I probably should have let them like soak a little bit and let the stitches kind of settle before I tried to reblock them. So they're still long for what they are. But it's okay because I think they're meant to be a bit like bunchy, and they're very like thin here. And I think it's just me, probably the way that I did them, but they're like kind of thinner down here. Like if you see them on him, and it might just be his arms too, it like looks like a regular sleeve up to about this point, and then it's like super baggy. So he tried to like pull them up, and it was weird. It was very blousy, but that's okay. So this is it. You can see, let me back up a little bit more. So, so this is it. Everything is sewed in. The stain that I gotta get rid of is up here somewhere. I can't find it now, but as soon as I showed my husband, he saw it immediately. So maybe it's on the back side. I thought it was on the front. It's like up here somewhere. So hopefully a little bit of a soak in the what is it called? Eucalyptus. The Eucalyptus wool wash will get that out. If not, it is what it is. But I don't know if he's gonna take it to Philly. We're going to Philly. We're leaving on Thursday. And you check the weather, it's gonna be like really hot up there. And then I think right when we get there, it's gonna cool down a lot, like to the 60s. So it's probably still gonna be, I don't know if he's gonna take it. He was looking forward to wearing it, but I don't know. He hates being hot, but it's not too itchy. I was a little worried that the wool was like a little bit itchy in the skin, but I feel like it's good. It's not obviously like cashmere or nothing, but I'm feeling it against my skin and it's fine. Maybe him, I don't know. But anyway, I'm glad it's done. The only things I don't really like is like the collar, because all you do is like you just pick up stitches and do garter stitch. I almost thought about either doing like ribbing, or I saw the notes on Ravelry and somebody just did a separate collar and added it on so you don't have like kind of the holes here where you picked up your stitches. And I feel like that probably would have been better, but that's fine. Everything else I love about it. I really like it. I'm glad it's done though. So my bright idea was I had a bit of yarn left over and I was like, I'm gonna make him, he's been wanting a bucket hat. I was like, I'm gonna make him a matching bucket hat, right? And I'm gonna felt it. Brilliant idea, right? So that's exactly what I did. I did it in like the same, I crocheted it though. I did a crochet beanie, just kind of a beanie. And then I started increasing again for the brim. And I just knew, kind of looked up a tutorial. I think like Bag O Day's tutorial where she did the 1920s cloche hat, I felt like was a good guide at pretty much the same idea. And she kind of went through the theory of felting, which is like you're gonna make it bigger because it's gonna shrink down when it felts. So I made it bigger, I went bigger, but I used, in her thing, she used a size 4, but she used a size 6 hook, which she always uses. I usually use a size 5 when I do her tutorials, and I think I started with a size 6, and I thought it was like way too airy. Like I was like, it's gonna be too big because I crochet so loose. So I went down to a size 5, but I still made it bigger, and I went beyond like the dimensions that she made hers. I made mine a little bigger than she made hers to make up for using the smaller hook size. And then I put it in the washing machine with some towels. And I took it out, and it was already small, but I was like, oh, we'll see. And then, but it was still like, you could still see the stitches. So I put it through again, and it came out very small. It came out very, very small. And I was able to stretch it by like putting it on my mannequin head. Thank God I got that, because if not, it just would have been a tiny hat. And I was able to stretch it to put it on there and form it out to dry. And it came out perfect, but still small. So it's definitely, like, for me, it's definitely gonna be small. For him, he could kind of squeeze it on his head, but like all this up here definitely was like looking, it just wasn't, it didn't fit right up here. And it just, you could tell it was small. It barely was on his head. And so he was like, no, it'll work. And I was like, no, I'll make you. I said, I got just enough yarn to make another one. I'll make you another one. I was like, you can give this one to our oldest, his oldest son, because he kind of would like something. My son wouldn't like this. The youngest would like it. I know my son, our middle child, wouldn't like it though. So I was like, just, you can give it to him. And then he showed him a picture, and he's like, oh yeah, that's a cool hat. And he was like, oh, cool. So just make me another one. So I had enough yarn to make another one, but go bigger so that it wouldn't felt down as small. I thought, because I could have sworn I had at least one more full skein of this white. And this is all this stuff. Patton's Classic Wool, worsted. I think these are all, I don't know if they're all discontinued, but I got them all on clearance. I know this is discontinued because I had to repurchase it twice to finish this sweater, and I had to pay so much for it compared to, but so I thought I had a whole other skein of this white. I still think I have it. I could not find it for the life of me though. I don't know if it's here. It's not in the place where I was sure it was. So this time I did the size 6 hook. And so this one I did like 9 repeats around, like I did the increases in sections of 9. Whereas the tutorial, I think I did it by accident because I'm just so used to doing 9 when I do beanies that that's just what I did. The tutorial said do 12s, and I probably should have done 12s. And I think I planned to do 12s. I didn't even realize till I went back to start increasing for the brim that I had done 9s, because I went back and counted to see, you know, what my next increase was. And I was like, I only did 9? So that's when I realized that. But I did 12 this time, and I did the size 6 hook, and it's huge. It came out huge. And then when I got to run out of the white, I went to look for the other one. I couldn't find it. So I just kept, so I switched to this blue, the country blue, and I was just gonna hope against hope that it was gonna be enough. So I did like, did I start increasing in the, I don't remember if I started increasing in the white or the country blue, but you know, I went a bit, started increasing for the brim, but it definitely didn't have the depth. I couldn't go as many rows as I wanted, as I planned to, because I just didn't have enough. I had just enough to finish this off. Even though like the last, like this one I have, this first one I have is a, I'm gonna show you the other one in a second. It's a hot mess. Like a single crochet row rim, like I didn't even have enough to do that. I had just enough to get the last double crochet and join, right? So this is how the other one came out. So one, it's very wide because I went probably too many increases, rows, just to make up, because I figured I did too many. I did a lot of increase rows. And then it's very shallow because I didn't do enough straight rows before the brim, just because it was limited by the yarn. So I felted it in my washing machine, and it was already like just too, I already knew it was actually even smaller than this, but I kind of put it on my mannequin head, and I just stretched it down as much as I could to get it to this. But it's still it's wide and narrow. So like it looks almost a little like those old bowler hats a little bit, but it's like floppy. There's no real substance to it. Whereas like this one, I think I could probably, you can like do it up if you want. You can do some, it's got a little more to it. But my husband was like, no, it'll fit, you know, it's all good. And I was like, he likes it. I don't think it came out good. So we gave this one to my oldest, our oldest, and he put it on his head and he could barely fit it on his head. It really was too tight. And so we put it on our youngest, and it like is perfect. It's like kind of low over, it fits him perfect because it's kind of low over his eyes a little bit and all that. So I was like, all right, I'll make you another one. I can't do those colors because I'm out, but I have other ones. So I went and got my little stash of Patton's yarn, and I told him to choose. He said he liked these two. And I was like, I have enough of this to just make it all one color if you want. He's like, no, I want the purple too. So the brim is going to be in the purple. This is like an eggplant. What is it? Passion Heather, which is this. And then the body is going to be in this teal color here. All right, which is rich teal. So that's what I'm going to do for him. Gonna try, third time might be a charm to get it get it right. I think what I'll do this time, I feel like if I had had more rows here, because I feel like this one I felted twice. I ran it through the washer twice. This one I did only once because it was already so short when I took it out that second time around would have just destroyed it. So I feel like if I'd have had enough to go all the rows I wanted to go, I could have ran it through twice and it probably would have come out the perfect size. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick with 12. I probably won't do as many increase because I increased up to like 108 stitches or something like that. I don't remember. I think, yeah, 12 times 9, 12 by 9. It's probably too much. So I probably will only go up to maybe 80, 86, right? Yeah, 84. Sorry, 12 times 7. I probably will only go up to 84. We'll see. Maybe a little more because I think you want to get to 9 inches on the increase. The thing with felting is that you don't know how much it's really going to shrink. It's going to be anywhere from like 30 to 50%. You just never really know. This one I feel like does close to 50%. This yarn, which is the Patton's worsted, classic worsted. But other ones might do less. So the idea was for him to have like a matching set. You know, you see how that was the idea. He might still wear it. He's just kind of, he likes when I make him stuff, or like, just, you know, he likes to be able to brag a little. I'm gonna take this off. All right, put my glasses back on. Should put my hoodie back on, but. All right, so what else have I been working on? So this week, last week I started, I looked at my little collection of like kind of hats and beanies I've been making, and I wanted to make sure winter's coming or fall is coming. I was like, I need to bulk up that collection because I wanted to either take them to my son's school to donate or donate them to foster kids. So I went into my closet and I grabbed this yarn, which is the Caron Colorama Ogos, not the Halo, just regular Ogo. So it has the same consistency, I feel like, of the like Caron Jumbo yarn. I feel like it's the same yarn, but it's in Ogo form. This is what I used last year to make my father-in-law's Christmas blanket, and I had a bunch left over. I had some that were already separated because I color controlled that. Oh, I was like, what is that sound? It's my cat found one of the kids' slinkies and it's like playing with it. So I just started there, and I just kind of like grabbed, they were already like separated out. So I just grabbed the first one I saw and started using it, and then I just grabbed a bunch of loose ones. So this is the first one I did. So as you see, I actually got through 4 colors. It just had a bunch of like loose pretty much scraps. This is pretty much a scrappy hat. So it's just a regular basic beanie. This one I made a little bit bigger. Because there's big kids out there, man. Like my son's school, even like just even the middle school kids are huge. And so a lot of them in-law have like locks or fro like me or things like that. So I feel like it'll be good for people with bigger hair. So I'm trying to be mindful and make an assortment. So I made this one first, and then I did this one next. Actually, I think it's the other way. No, I made this one first. This is the first one I did. So this one was a little smaller, traditional like kid, preteen, young teenager size hat, I feel like. And then this one is the second one I made, which is a bigger one. And then this is the third one I made. And I got a little bit more of this before I got to bust into this one here. And I'll just keep going and just use those up. Because I got these, and then I got this colorway, which was the one I used for my mother-in-law. So I got like 1, 2, besides these ones here, I've got 3 more full ones of this, and then another half of one. And then I'm looking in my closet, and then I got 2 more full ones of this. So and it went quick. I made the first probably, I know I made this in the evening. I think I started this. I don't think I finished it. I maybe finished this the next day and then did this one. I don't know, or something along those lines. So they go quick. These, and they're really soft. I think I already washed them, but they are still really soft even before I washed them. Like compared to working with Red Hat Super Saver. And then also before I did those, I did. Where's the other one? I'm missing one. I think. I am. Hang tight. Oh, it's right here. Before I did that, I did these. So this was like the Bod Hatapalooza hat from maybe 2 weeks ago. And only thing I liked it. This is the one I made first. I liked it, but I didn't love it because it's got a really fast increase. So you go from like 12 to 24 to 48 or something like that. I don't remember. To 6, I don't remember. And it increases really fast. So it has a flat head, a flat top. And then when I cinched it, I guess it's probably cinched too tight and it just like has this weird, see that? Like rippling, buckling. But it's a good child size hat, I feel like. And I can't fit it on my head, but I like the color too. This one is just a Karen Simply Soft. Not Karen Simply Soft, Red Heart Super Saver in some red color. And then the gray is a Craft Smart from Michaels. So I did that, and then I started to flip it and do it the other way, which is this. And this one I did the decrease I usually do, which is 9s. This is just like my basic beanie that I make. So I increase by 9s up until 54. And then I skip it and I increase, yeah. Then I kind of skip it. I do 1 row even, and then I increase by like 10s or whatever, by 8, something like that. So I do 2 double crochets in one and then 8 more. So I have 10 stitches per section. Yeah, so I did this one. I really like this color combo. I've got a ton more of both of these. So I'm gonna finish, these are kind of like the colors I'll be working with, like when doing hats for the next, besides those 2. Those are the ones I'm using up. So there's that. So I have all these I'm gonna make. I have all these made, 5 made up to put in my collection, and then I'll be doing some more. And then, also last week, or no, so that was up until last week. Also, last Saturday, my son had a soccer game. It was his first game. And his first game of the season. And then I was driving to, I was actually going to PetSmart because my dogs need new leashes. So I went to get them some new leashes. PetSmart is in the same plaza as Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby has been all over the YouTube streets this week, or these last couple of weeks, because of their dialogue clearance, which I was not super duper interested in, but they were just kind of top of mind for me just because I've been hearing so much about it. And I was like, even though that same plaza also has Joann's, I'm sick of the people in Joann seeing me. And I was like, let me just go right across the Hobby Lobby. And my idea was, I want to make my kids' team each a beanie for the team, because it does get toward the end of the season, it will get cold, and then toward the beginning of next season it'll be kind of chilly, and most of us, like, if we like our team, we'll stay with the coach, and they usually have the same coach, the same team name, the same colors. Technically it's supposed to be like random, but you can like be like, I want to be on this team, I want to be with coach this, and they'll usually put you there if they can. This is a new team for my son, but he likes it. I like it for him. And so I was like, I'm going to make each of the teammates, each of the kids on the team, a beanie to wear when it gets colder, so that it matches their jersey and whatever. And his team's color is like a bright, like a grape purple. So I was like, I'll go to Hobby Lobby and let me see if they got any grape or any purple. If not, maybe I'll pop down to Joann, whatever. But kind of Hobby Lobby was top of mind because I've been hearing so much about the dye lot clearance. So I went, it was actually the 30% off week. I was in the aisle, and this sweet enabler was like, that works there, was like, have you seen our clearance yarn? Did you see all the ones we've got? We go down there by the fabrics and check them out. And so I was like, okay, I'll check them out. So then I was like, all right, well, let me go look first before because I was looking at the purple yarn, and she just sent me down there. So it's all her fault. So I went down there. There's like 2 or 3 older ladies that were already there digging through it. It looks like the good stuff, the good stuff, or the fancy stuff had been cleared out, because I know from what I've been seeing, there had been some like of the cotton, what is that, I love this cotton or whatever, the cakes that had been on sale, and some other, like, you know, stuff like that. There was a lot of I love this yarn. There was some of their Karen Simply Soft dupe. I don't remember what it's called. Soft and Shiny, Soft Secret, I think that's it. And they had this other stuff that I don't remember the name of. It's a different kind of acrylic. But a lot of I love this yarn. So I did grab a bunch, like a lot of the prints, because they have like a lot of different prints. There was these other 2 ladies that were there. They also do charity crocheting for the homeless. So they were looking for stuff that they could make hats and scarves for, so that they could get enough quantity. So a lot of the stuff that I initially picked, I ended up giving to them, because they might have had one of the, like, one ball of it, and I had the other one. I was like, here, just take this. And there, you know, because one ball wouldn't have been a hat and a scarf, but 2 of them would. So a lot of the stuff, like, they kind of saved me from taking a lot of stuff, but I did get a lot too. So I got like 3 or 4, like 3 blacks and 4 whites or something like that, which you always need black and white. And then I got a lot of the prints, and then I got, yeah, like just the different variegated ones. And there, I mean, I love this yarn. I'll show you, maybe I'll show you, I'll mention them as I bring them out, because I kind of have the same idea of doing like a lot of like hats and stuff. It's not enough to do a ton with, so I might be able to get a couple of hats out of them, and then the rest will go into my scrappy blanket. But they didn't have any purple, so I still needed the purple. They had the purple in the soft whatever, but 1, it wasn't enough, and 2, I don't like that for hats. Not the hats I need. And it's splitty. Not super splitty, but a little splitty. I find it splittier than Karen Simply. Actually, no, the Michaels one is the one I use, and it was splittier than Karen Simply Soft. But I was like, probably this one will be too. And it's just like it makes a nice hat, but it's very thin. And yeah. So I went back to the actual aisle, and I was looking at the purples, and it's it's 30% off, so it came off like $1.50 off from $5 to $3.50. But there's a lot of kids on my son's team. I wasn't sure how much I needed. There's 20 kids on this team, close to 20, which is like the biggest we've ever had, but all of the teams in his age group are huge. Yeah, so I was like, all right, well, let me get 10, that way I'll have at least 2. I was like, I probably can get at least two out of each skein. So that's $35. It's not bad to make 20 hats. And I probably will make some extras for the parents if they need it. Or if I have extras, I'll just, you know, and that way they can also pick and choose. So it's a bit of a time crunch, but it's not, because it's not going to get cold. But I still want to get these done by if it doesn't get cold enough for these, then I'll just give them out at the end of the season at like our end of year festivities. But I did get started. So the first one I did was just a regular purple. This is like the smallest one. This is the second one I did. So the uniforms are purple with like white lettering. But I figured I'd also do some black too. Especially there's like, yeah, boys and girls on the team. I figured the boys would probably prefer black. I mean, Hold on. So there's this one, and then I did this one, which is a bigger one. Because we have at least one boy. We have one boy that has like big dreads, big locks. So I want to make at least a couple that he can pick. And then we just have like, we have a couple kids. We have like older kids. We have kids that are like, it's U14 soccer. But one, because of the age group, like some of the kids are already 14. The way that the age cutoff is not like at the beginning of the season, it's at the end of the year. So some of the kids are already 14. And then I think that they also made some exceptions for like up to 16 this year. Because I think some of the kids were just like not ready. Like we're wanting to play, but there's not enough to make a league, a whole division for them. So U14 actually technically goes up to 16. So it's crazy because my son is 12. A couple of his friends on his team are like 12. And they're like so little compared to, I joke that like half the kids, not even on our team, like some of the other teams have like, I joke that they have mortgages and 401ks and stuff. So, but every team has big kids except for actually his old team, because they all moved up together. They're so tiny. They're all 12. They're all just barely 12, and they're so little compared to all the other teams where they've been 13 and 14 for like, you know, they've been playing in this division for a year or two. So they're so big. Like they look like little men and women because it's still co-ed. But anyway, yeah, oh my god, on that. But I'm gonna make them in different sizes for that reason, because some of the kids are bigger, some of them are smaller, and then hopefully enough to like let them pick and choose which they like. So I got 3 going so far. I am gonna do some more. These didn't take me long either, and I actually got all 3 of these out of one skein. So I'm gonna have more than enough of the purple, so I'll be enough to be able to do like a lot extra, or maybe to have some for next year if we're, you know, or whatever, or just donate them. And then here's my husband's, oh, I think, did I show you the start of this? So this is the progress of my Musselburgh hat, or my, you know, whatever you call it. What is it called? Double layer beanie. So I showed you mine, which I really love. It's too thick though. This is the one that I really meant to make, which was my husband's. Ever since I saw this yarn, actually in Hobby Lobby back in March, I wanted to combine it into a double layer beanie. The color is not exact. Like I thought the idea was like to match with this teal with this teal. It's not exact, but I think it's, that contrast is actually pretty cool. And you know, it still matches, you know, so it's gonna be cool. It's gotten a long way. I got all this done here. Most of this was done last week, because I did a training. I did a week-long training for work, and I just was like watching, you know, I was logged on and like watching, following along the videos, but I didn't really have to do anything for most of the day outside of just like listen to the teacher talk. So I got to knit for like a good half of the day, and then I might have had to do some like labs and stuff, but still, it was very conducive. So this part, I probably started maybe right around where I changed colors, which is where, right here, change colors. Where did I change colors? Not where I changed colors, where I put in the second skein. Let me see, where is it? I can't even find it. I'm looking for the spot where I started the second skein of this stripes, and I don't see it in here. It's like in there somewhere. Oh, maybe that's way up here. It's like, that's here. But no, I went past that. So probably like down here before I changed colors. I changed colors this week. So let's just say here. So I did from here to here this week. I did most of this today just because I had some more time. It's going a lot slower. I think one, it's a little more boring. It's all stockinette, obviously, but it's a little more boring because it's, you don't even have the color change to keep you interested. And it's going slower because obviously I had to work this week instead of just like watching a training class. So, but we're getting there. It'll be done by the end of the week, for sure. I don't know what I did here. I'm all tangled up. Sorry. So that I wanted to show you guys, and then I just wanted, just because I haven't shown you this in a while, this is the progress of my scrappy corner to corner blanket. Probably should stand up. So we are well into January and February of 2020, because remember, I'm unraveling a temperature blanket to add to the scraps. So this is February, I want to say. Sorry, it's all tangled. Not tangled, it's a little bit twisted up. Ooh. Is that it? Yes. So as you see, we're going, so this goes backwards. So I started adding this like way back here ish. So this is like May, maybe into June, and then back into like April or whatever. I can't remember. The whites are the changes in months, but they're kind of sprinkled around. And actually, no, it's not, because I made a hat out of this before. So probably, let's say this starts in probably April, and then March. Yeah, so this is April. And then goes into March here. And then we have another color change. This is February. So we're in the February of 2023. And then these are the last couple of rows of this to unravel. And then I can start adding other scraps again. So it's just growing, because I haven't shown you this in a few weeks, I feel like. We're good size. It's like a little, like if I close it, if I shut it down now, it'd be like a good size baby blanket. We're gonna keep going though. I just want to show it to you though. Here, I'll stand up. I keep forgetting. So close. So that's it there. I think it's pretty. We're at the point where like 1 day's worth of stitching on that old blanket like only doesn't get very far. It doesn't even complete. It's maybe like a third, maybe a half of a row. So you're getting a lot of color changes, a lot of variation, like a lot of interesting pooling going on. But I'll be glad when this part is done and I can just be adding them as we go. Is that everything I want to show you guys? Yeah, I guess it is. There's a couple things I want to start soon. One of them is a shawl. I've got a couple of them. I didn't bring them there in the other room. I got a couple of mandala jumbo. What is it? Not the jumbos. What are they called? Bonus bundles. The big ones that are like 2 mandalas. I have 2 of them like in these really fall autumnal colors. And so I want to do a shawl, a fall shawl. I just haven't had a chance to start because I've been finishing up the sweater and doing other things and finishing up these hats. But I'm going to start it this week. I want to say it's like the most recent Bag O' Day shawl, or a very recent Bag O' Day shawl that she did like within the last couple weeks, that I feel like will be a good match for that. I think she used a 4-weight, whereas Mandala is a 3-weight, but it should be fine. So that's one I want to just take. When it gets cooler, I can wrap it around me at soccer, things like that. It gets chilly because this practice is at like 6:45 till maybe like 8:15, depending on when his coach like finally realizes that we gotta go. And so it gets chilly. We get there and it's like still kind of not sunny, but the sun is still up. And then by the time, we're even halfway through, the sun is down. So, it does get chilly. Like when you get there, it's hot and you're like, oh, I'm gonna leave my jacket in the car. And then like 30 minutes later, you're freezing. Not freezing, but you're feeling nippy. So I do want something I can just wrap around me at soccer, things like that. So I'm gonna make that. I'll show you guys. Hopefully I'll start that this week and I'll show you guys the progress. Oh, I will show you. Hold on. I'm gonna show you something. So my husband last week got the bright idea to clean up the garage and kind of rearrange it, buy some hooks to put some of our stuff up off the ground. Hold on, it's get dark in here. Give me a second. And also move my yarn from where it was. So here, I'm gonna flip the camera. Hang on. Can I flip it while I talk? I can't flip it while I talk? That's dumb. Okay, so this is where my yarn used to live. And where the bikes are, those totes down there, pretty much from this metal rack here all the way to this chest of drawer here is piled up. But we also had some other stuff kind of piled in front of it. It was really hard to get in there. My battery's low. Hopefully that didn't interrupt you. And then over here, like all this stuff, like that pile's going to the Goodwill, most of it. That's a big box. My kids want to make a box for it, so I've been trying to collect like delivery boxes and stuff for them, but I don't know. That's what our cat litter came in. But all this was like where my yarn was. And there's still a couple things there. So this box is the box of donation hats. And then this is like mainly gifts. Like I made the baby blankets and hats that I made and things like that. That's there. I just put them in there. But we moved it all. It was kind of chaotic. All this was a mess. Pretty much imagine this whole side of the garage, you could not walk through. All this empty space was not here. All right. It's my husband's gym equipment. That's actually what prompted this, because he ordered like some more gym equipment, but he had to find a place to put it, or he's got to find a place to make room to put it before he can put it together. So we moved my yarn to this corner, which I'm not loving this setup, because it still like makes some of my yarn inaccessible. But this is my mountain of yarn. It's still better. It's less precarious, like less falling. I'm still gonna have to dig through stuff to get it, but that's my stash right there. Yeah. So this is like, the bags for the most part are stuff that I can't even put in totes that I've been buying lately that I should not be buying. Like, I can't buy no more. These Goodwill bags though, right here, I feel like I have another one in here. Those are actually sweaters that I bought a few years ago with the idea that I was gonna unravel them. And I still want to do it because it's just like different kinds of yarns I don't use. I still want to do it. I should just start that now, like start working on that. But I got to get this down a bit first. But yeah, this is my yarn stash cleaned up. He actually is gonna, because we have like this rack that you mount on the ceiling that kind of puts a shelf above, like kind of up off the floor, like a rack. And so he's gonna put that up in a couple of weeks when we get back from Philly, and then I can put some of those smaller totes on that. So that probably will make things a little bit easier. But yeah, for a while I was like, when we were doing this, I was feeling a little bit salty. The cat was sneaking out, because like, even though it was looking chaotic, a lot of it was looking chaotic because like everyone else kept piling stuff in front of my yarn. Like, I had it pretty well organized and knew where everything was. It just couldn't get to it really easily because people kept piling other stuff in front of it. And so, yeah, so I was kind of like, I didn't want to move because I knew where everything was, and I didn't want like anyone to get the idea that like, oh, you can just throw it anywhere. Like, no, like at first the way he wanted to do it, he wanted to just stack it up in a way, like in rows. So I'm like, well, I won't be able to get to the things behind it. Like when I do need to get in there, like I actually do go into all these totes from time to time. So I was like, you can't just stack it up like one behind the other, because then I won't be able to get this stuff. So this is pretty easy. Like I will have to like pull these out to get to these, but it's not too bad. Anyway, I'll take you guys back inside. Come on, Fuzz. Fuzz, get inside. We're going to bed soon. Come on. He doesn't go outside much, but he just like is so curious about the garage. Come on, go on. Go inside. No, Fuzz. Fuzz, come on. Come on. Come on, baby. Go inside. Anyway, so that's what I wanted to show you guys. All right, I'm gonna go back to me. Okay, so yeah, that was a little tour of my my yarn stash, for better or for worse. Anyway, I will see you guys soon. Shouldn't be any surprise visits from family anytime this week, so I will be able to get back kind of into uploading, and shouldn't be, it shouldn't be like a couple of weeks or anything. For those of you, actually, I did notice that I have some new subscribers, like several actually. So thank everyone for joining. Thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate it. Feel free to comment. I am terrible at responding to comments, but I read them all. I should at least heart them all, but I always I'm like, oh, I'll read them. I'll be like, oh, I'll come back later and I'll respond, so I won't heart it, because I'm like, I have every intention of coming back later, and then I never do. So if you've commented and I have ignored you, I have not ignored you. But I will make a point of at least like hearting every comment, even if I intend to come back later. So so feel free to leave a comment, asking questions. I do try to get to the questions pretty quickly. If someone asks me like where I found a tutorial or a pattern, or like, you know, what did I use or whatever, I try to get to at least those quickly. If you have asked me a question and I haven't got back to you, then I apologize. I will try to do better. Please feel free to leave a like. Please feel free to share. I have never shared a YouTube video. I don't even know what that means. People are always like, share it out, but I honestly don't know what that looks like, so you don't have to do that. You don't have to do anything. But yeah, I don't even like I watch a lot of people's, I probably watch your channel if you have one. And I like your videos, but I don't like I'm trying to be more intentional about actually like pushing the like button, especially if I have a channel myself and I would like people to like my videos. But anyway, I just do want to welcome everyone. I don't think I introduced myself at the beginning, so my name is Zuri if you are new. And this is my channel, Talk Yarny to Me. This is not where I usually record from, but I'm in my family room today. And yeah, we're gonna have some fun. I'm not a super consistent uploader, but I do try to do at least 1 or 2 videos a month, if not more. I try to, like, Sunday nights, weekend nights are my sweet spot because nobody needs me then. But I have been a bit more consistent lately, and I will try to keep that up. And yeah, I knit and I crochet. Obviously, if you got through this video, you've seen that. And I knit first. I've been knitting for several years, and I've been crocheting for a little over 1 year. So actually, yeah, a little over 1 year. So yeah, anyway, welcome. Thank you guys all for watching. I will talk to you very soon. Have a great week.